Click go live,
Hmm.
and I will bring this back up. And we are live. I was debating to try and do this on the other channel, to be
Do you know? You should have.
honest. As you can
I'll
see,
be honest.
I returned to my original.
Yes. Do you know? No, no. Seriously, you can sit here and take the Mickey out of it as much as you like. I know the rules. First couple of minutes, don't say anything naughty. But I kind of missed that pick. Okay. No, I'm being serious, dude. That was like I saw that. I knew it was you. You
I,
understand?
I really think I need to animate that thing. Take the time to
Do you know?
work on
If
just
you can,
animation skills and animate that. That would be perfect.
yeah, just have it sitting there filing its claws. That would work perfectly.
Turning its head, looking into the camera every now and
Yeah,
then. I
yeah.
mean, I just. So I mean, it's so we will pull this up here. I forgot to do something here, Jensen. I do apologize. Give me a
Okay.
second here
Okay.
so I can.
Hey, Yoda, you do. You
Well,
know?
I want to. Let me see this. I just looked at what you sent me.
Oh, yeah, yeah. He said that to me. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. He said that to me.
that almost looks like him. I can see him shaved like that, to be honest. So what was I doing? This is what I was doing. I was going to share my screen and share this screen. Share. We can go back to my live stream over here so I can read if somebody decides to text and it shows up for us. But you should now be able to see my screen.
Okay, well, I'll just shield you on X.
On Discord, you should be able to see the screen that we're going to be going through
Yeah,
the little
yeah.
stories.
I'm currently clicking through all the various things it wants me to click through. Got it. Yep, we've got Trump and the bald dude. Oh, actually, what is all this about Spain disrespected Trump? Apparently they cut him out of a bunch of pictures or something. You heard about this?
I no, I haven't heard, but I number one, I don't care. Um,
Okay, fair
the,
play.
the thing is, Trump was there and basically handed the trophies and stuff out, right,
Yeah.
at the World Cup, which he wasn't supposed to do. All right, and what I mean by he wasn't supposed to wasn't that they didn't like him doing it. It was the Secret Service hadn't planned for that. They were not happy. All right.
Oh, are we? All right. So I'm sorry. Are you trying to tell me that Trump done something and he didn't tell his Secret Service?
No,
Gosh.
he just walked out in the middle of the stadium and started shaking hands and doing stuff. And the Secret
Let,
Service is like, "What the
I
hell,
don't
man?
want.
You don't
I
know who
don't want
these
to be
loons
nasty.
are."
No, I don't want to be nasty, but the last time a Secret Service had much to do with him, they was like 4 foot bugger all and about 8 foot wide, and they were women. I mean, no offence, they
Yeah,
were basically they.
one thing.
Okay, I'll give it. They would have protected his knees if they had ladders, but that's about as good as I can really give it.
I'm just pointing it out that Trump's doesn't. I think the the January 6th thing, right?
Yeah.
Trump is no longer ever going to listen to the Secret
Do you blame him?
Service. No, I don't. It's not because the Secret Service weren't quote unquote doing their jobs. It's just the
Mm.
realization that they're bugger, they're bugger all doing their jobs, right? They're shit doing their jobs.
Yes.
All right, and quite frankly, what has to happen is they're going to have to go through. I know they don't want to listen to this, but if you were really trying to fix the Secret Service, what you
Hmm.
would have to do is you'd have to go in through the entire everybody but the actual bodyguards should be
Yeah.
fired and they should be putting in new people. Everyone,
You you've
all
literally
of them,
said this repeatedly. You know that, don't you?
right? I don't know if I said it
And I've
specifically
agreed.
about. I don't know if I said it specifically about the Secret Service, but at the same time, I would like to deal with most of the government. But I mean, that's a that's a separate issue, right?
Fair play. Can't disagree.
Right? These people keep making inane comments about the president, about the
Yes.
Secretary of Defense, right? Who the problem with the Secretary of Defense is he doesn't give a shit. And when I say that that's a problem, I mean from the perspective of the loonies, right?
Yeah. And shouldn't you be calling the Secretary of War?
Secretary of War, whatever. Look, I grew up under the
Uh,
Secretary of Defense. It's gonna be defense for because it's
yeah, I
what's been
know. I
around for a long
know.
time. Calling it the Secretary of War, that's fine too. I don't I
Yeah.
don't mind that. The thing is and I like Pete Hegseth overall. Do I think that one of the problems that he has is what a lot of problems that as you call them Ruperts have, which is officer corps to me,
Ugh.
right? He does come from the officer
Yeah.
corps. He doesn't see the problem that a big chunk of the problem is the officer corps.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just pointing this out. It's not just them, right?
Yeah.
And it's not officer corps for the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, whatever. It's all the office. It's the entire officer corps that I have a problem.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and it's not that all of them are bad. All of them aren't. All right.
Yeah.
It's just like there was a guy who made a comment and I more or less agreed with him, right? And that was while I was in the service in this 16 years that I was in the
Mm-hmm.
service, okay, I could probably on the number of women that I found that were competent, okay, in
Mm-hmm.
their job, I could probably count on my fingers. I wouldn't need to go to the
Yeah.
toes, okay. And it's not
Yeah.
saying that I didn't find any competent women. I did, okay.
Yeah.
But and I'm just talking competent. I'm
Yeah.
not talking excelled, and I'm talking about the ones that are in the service. Okay, I'm not talking
Yeah.
about the DA civilians that I ran into. Okay,
Yeah.
and I say that not because I want to be a prude or anything else. Okay, it's not that I don't think that women can't do certain jobs in the military, right? Because I do.
Yeah.
But in order for you to put a woman in basically the same job as every man, you've got to start changing the standards. The first reason I think that a lot of the women that I witnessed were incompetent, right, is because they didn't have standards applied to them, so they lowered themselves to the least common denominator. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, I do, but I understand that you probably couldn't give even the slightest damn about saying it, but you do understand that it's quite feasible that YouTube will reban you yet again.
Okay, and
Like I said, I don't think you give a monkeys. But the way I look at it is this: I have now given you this information. If you choose to respond to it, it's up to you. If you choose not to, that is equally completely up to you, sir.
hello, Sam. um, right now I'm whinging about women in the military. All right, the first in my first duty assignment, okay,
Mm-hmm.
which was after AIT. My first assigned duty assignment was Augsburg, Germany.
Yeah.
Okay, I was directly placed under a woman NCO. She was
Yeah.
competent. Okay,
Barely.
no,
Mm-hmm.
she was competent. Now I'm not going to argue, about some things, but she was physically fit. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
she met the standards, and she was competent as for her position. Okay, she was competent.
Okay.
All
I
right.
just got to say, I keep hearing the word but you haven't said it yet. So,
Well,
what was wrong?
nothing was wrong with nothing was wrong with her per se. Okay,
Okay.
I can't, I don't know for sure because I don't I don't care about people's personal lives. I suspect she was a lesbian, but I don't give a shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, that's not to me that wasn't an issue. Okay.
No.
Um, there are other issues involved, but that from that perspective, I didn't care. Right. The thing is, nobody else cared either. This was this was before Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This is something people got to understand. Something. I came in before all this stupid nonsense came in. Right. When I went in there, and but she was competent. The other
Yeah.
women that were in my section, however,
Mm-hmm.
and there were several, none of them were
Okay.
competent. Not one.
Yeah.
Okay, and I had nothing but like a loathing and disdain for them. I guess is the word I'm looking for.
Sam has said, "Don't women do better as radio traffic person, like the voice on the radio?" I see her point, but to put it bluntly, unless you basically can stand out there in the foxholes, I'm going to put it bluntly, what the hell are you doing there? You know? I mean, I don't mean to be nasty, but you
Well,
got a job to do the job.
all right, all right. Now, will you said something there, Sam, about marine women? Okay, marine women
Hmm.
are scary. Okay, I'm not going to deny that. Okay,
I'm just confused that the Marines know what a woman is. Yeah, that's right. I'm
the,
going to dig at the Marines. No, I don't care.
the, 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 the it's not that the Marines don't know what a woman is or isn't, right? They don't
Hmm.
they don't care if it has a hole. Well, let I'm just gonna leave it at that, right? But the Marine women have the right attitude in a certain sense, and that is when it comes to physical fitness
Yeah,
overall, they have the I've got to overachieve to show I'm tough mentality with the boys, right? So
that's fair.
so you will see them, and if you're not ready for it, I'll tell you right now. If you go into like the little pugilist matches, you
Hmm.
get the little pugil sticks and stuff. If you get in
Yeah.
there with a woman marine, a female marine, you'd better be
Hmm.
ready for instant aggression. I'm not saying she's gonna win. I'm just saying as soon as they say go, she is it's like that Rottweiler that just said sick 'em. Okay, I'm just pointing this out. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not talking about their skill. I'm not talking about anything else. But I was watching this one who came out there and she was like, I want to learn. I want to learn Brazilian stick fighting, right? And so we were like watching the Marines and this thing do stick fighting matches with. I was like, it's not that she was better than the guys because some of the guys did beat her, right? But she was. As soon as they said go, it's instant aggression. It is. It is. Oh,
I'm
you're talking
okay
about
with
air.
that.
You're talking about chair force. Look,
That's
we.
not the military. It's the Air Force. There's a difference.
Well, part of the Air Force is the military. Most of the Air Force is not. That's a separate issue. Okay. And I will say this about the women in the Air Force, right? The, the women in the Air Force are the best looking women of all the services, right? The That's just a reality. Okay.
Fair.
Right. As far as their
But
ability to function within the Air Force, it's the Air Force. Okay,
yeah,
the ones at the end of the stick aren't, the Air Force members at the end of the stick that are really on the warfighting end. I have
yeah.
nothing but love for them. I have nothing but well, I have nothing but love for the Air Force anyway, from a logistics standpoint, because they're Overwatch. Okay, that's the
Yeah.
reality. Okay, and I don't have a problem with them being, Overwatch being a little overly aggressive. Okay, unlike certain Brits that constantly complain about friendly fire, Americans just like, hey, it happens, and let's move on. Okay, we've accepted this a long time ago, right?
Dude. If we had actually killed your lot, you lot would have basically swallowed your own tongues and gone loopy.
No, we wouldn't have.
Really?
We only did that when you were the enemy. Okay, we haven't done it since. The only other time that we get irritated with you guys, quite frankly, is
Mm.
when some other Rupert says, "You know what? You're going to be under British, British commanders." That makes us loopy. Okay, you
I'll
gotta.
be completely honest. When we hear the Rupert speak, we get upset too, so it's okay.
All right, so I wasn't pointing this out. It could be worse. It could be when we got placed under French because we had nothing but hatred toward the French. That's a separate issue.
Oh,
They
come on. To join the French army, all you need to do is know how to tie a white flag and raise it.
if it wasn't for the French Foreign Legion, I'd have nothing but disdain for the French army. Right? Not not because of what it was, but because of what it is.
Yeah,
Okay, and that's the reality. What it was and what it is are two separate things.
yes.
All right. So anyway, but that's enough of that. But it would. How did I get on this thing with the women in the military? I don't remember. It's just. Look, when it comes to competence, okay, there's levels to it. If you're
Yes.
physically fit, that's one level, right? If you're
Yeah.
if you're technically capable, that's a second level, right? That's a
It
different.
also helps.
It's the next step, all right.
Yeah.
This is in other words, are you able to do the job that you're supposed to do? If not, as far as I'm concerned, okay, you're useless, right?
Yes.
And I'll tell you that I say that for two reasons. One, if you're if a woman is like that, then where she's not technically competent and she's not physically fit, then I have absolutely no use for her either on the battlefield or anywhere near me. Right? Why? Because she's not even there, she's not even a good bullet sponge. Okay? I mean, let's be honest. Okay?
No, yeah.
All right. So it's it's it is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay?
That term really does fit nicely for a lot of situations, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's look, it's not that there aren't them, but the real problem is, and this is what I was trying to go over.
Hmm.
If you have to lower the standards to get a specific target,
Yeah.
you're useless because the standards were there for a reason, and they never should be
Agree.
lowered. All right, it never should have went from a one person lift. 60 have to have in my MOS when I came in, you had to lift 60 pounds above your head by yourself
Yeah.
to because the equipment that we were working with was heavy. Okay, that same 60-pound lift that I came in and had to do by myself went from a one person thing to a two-man lift to a three-person lift, all because of women in our things. You just lowered the standard. What used to take one man to do, you now have to have legally three people to do it. Okay, and
Yeah.
it comes down to a variety of these same type of actions. You get a pallet of equipment. It's a box of It's a box of reams of paper. All right.
Yeah.
Who do you have unloaded? If you say go get another guy and go take care of it, two guys will sit up there and do it. If you say two women to go do it, sure, it'll get done. I'm not saying it won't get done, but you won't see those women for 4 times the amount. It'll take 4 times the amount of time for the women to unpack that ream than it will for the man. That's a
Yeah.
reality.
Yeah.
Okay? So to come back and say, oh no, they're just as efficient, they would be if you kept the standard the same, but you didn't.
No.
That's where my gripe is. Okay? That's always been where my gripe is with that. Now, there's another gripe that I have. I don't think women should be allowed in combat units with men. That's a reality. All right? I don't believe that. All right? Well,
Yeah.
the reason for that has nothing to do with whether a woman can fight or not. It has to do with what men will do. We are
Yeah.
freaking genetically wired to protect women.
Yes.
Okay? And as a result, we become less combat effective when you're dealing with mixed units. That's reality.
Yes.
Training
I
wise,
completely
there's no
agree.
difference. But when it goes to reality wise, the unit becomes less effective. If you had women combat units and male combat units, go for it. I'd have no freaking problem. Hey,
Yeah.
Sith. How's it going? Been a while
He's
since
right.
I.
It has been a while. It has.
Yeah, well, it's been a while since I did a stream too. So,
Fair play.
so I mean,
Anyway, you said you got stories, mate.
I do. Let's start with the worst ones to start with today. We'll start with this one. U.S. launches more airstrikes against Iran. Not the kind of airstrikes that I'd like. All right, after announcing another death of a service member. We kind of already knew this guy was going though. All right, the United States conducted a new round of airstrikes early Monday targeting Iran after announcing the death of another American service member. And Iran fired missiles toward Jordan that risked widening the conflict to neighboring Israel. Step by step, the U.S. and Iran have inched closer. You're calling this inching. You're calling bombing and rounds of airstrike inching toward an all-out war.
I'm kind of nervous what I think an all-out war classes as. I'll be completely honest here.
World War II snipers would disagree. We're not talking. I'm not going to go there right now. All right. I'm not saying you can't have women in combat. I didn't say that. I said unit-wise, it's not a good idea. By the way,
yeah,
the Soviet Union, which did have women snipers and mixed units, all right, to start off with, changed that policy at the end of the war. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
The reason for it was very simple. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Women getting pregnant. But that's a separate issue. All right? You don't want pregnant women, all right? You have to take them away. And when they're a sniper and you need snipers shooting Nazis, if they're busy giving birth, they can't do that. Right? That's just pointing this out. Right? That's the that was the main reason with the snipers. The snipers generally are individual. You functioned it as individuals generally. Like I said, the units can't be integrated. They didn't say women can't be in combat. All right. Anyway, back to this. The United States military said the service member was killed in Iraq on Saturday during the controlled detonation of a downed Iranian drone. Jensen?
What?
Now you know why we need to have the British with us. Because we... All right, let's be honest. A controlled detonation of a downed Iranian drone.
Yeah.
There's lots of things that can go wrong, but I wonder if this is the quote-unquote lieutenant who wanted to show his men, I can do the same thing you can. Just pointing this out.
And for all of those that aren't American, he means lieutenant, just letting you all know.
I'm just putting it out there. Earlier, the military said it strikes against Iran's paramilitary Revolutionary Guard, and it's the Islamic Revolutionary Guard, not Iranian Revolutionary Guard.
Yeah.
leave them to destroy each other and glass the entire region and be done with it. I'm tired of this war in the Middle East shit. Like I said, all right.
I like the fact that she's sitting there going, it's been going on since she was in the 3rd grade. Sam, I don't want to break this to you, sweetheart. You are not that old. It's been going on basically since a Jew looked up over the sand and a Muslim looked up over the sand. They threw rocks at each other. Okay? It has literally been going for several thousand years. Your country didn't exist and they were at war with each other. I don't mean that to be nasty to you, sir. I'm just being blunt.
I just trying to point out that it was before they were even Muslims. It was
This
before
is also a fact.
It was before Christianity actually came into being. Right?
Yeah.
I'm just pointing out these. And I'm also going to point out that the solution to stopping it has always been the same.
Nuke them till they glow and bomb them in the dark.
Well, you declare them, look, this is what's going to happen to you, and you deal with it. Okay?
I still think my idea was perfectly valid. Just saying.
Your idea starts with nuke France, kill the Middle East, nuke France again.
Yeah.
I'm just pointing out validity is a.
Am I wrong in anything I've said?
I'm not arguing.
Nukes.
Correct, nukes. And hey, Batman.
Hello, Jensen.
Welcome.
Hello, his largest. So, hey, I've got to ask you.
Ask who?
Does Mork still keep in contact with you?
Does who?
Mork.
No.
He's doing an old person joke.
Yeah.
No.
Which you laughed at because you got.
No.
I know, that's because I've hung around with you lot too much.
I got it too. But no, he's left the coil. That's the reality.
Terrible.
Sad.
Oh,
Sad.
question. Did either of you see the Spain versus dirty South American Dago bastards match?
No, I didn't watch it, but
did I watch?
I'm so proud that they won.
I watch Argentina-Spain match? Yes, I did.
All right, Spain. From what I could see of the highlights, they didn't foul. They didn't stoop to Argentina. They played football.
Okay.
They played Argentina just attacked. They were just trying to drag Spain down to their level so that they could get penalties and shit because they couldn't hit the goal for love nor money.
All right. You're not completely wrong. All right. However, the second yellow card, all right, that turned into a red card for the Argentinian. That guy did the Spanish guy did more than embellish that foul.
That's part of football. You're supposed to do things like that.
That's why Americans it'll never be as popular a sport in America because this dying cockroach shit. All right.
Yeah, because because Americans like to buy overpriced armor and play a sissy version of rugby.
Well, we might play a sissy version of rugby, but
buy overpriced armor.
But with the overpriced armor, people are still walking away with broken limbs. Okay.
Yeah, but when you play actual rugby, people are walking away with the same thing, but they still go and play it. Well, if you play an actual football, the actual thing where you actually run around and kick a ball, people get broken limbs as well. No, seriously, Jensen, tell him.
Is it possible? Yes, but let's be honest. The reason
it happens.
It can happen. All right.
It happens quite frequently.
When two people are charging for a ball at the same time from opposite directions,
it's usually about 5 or 6 people at the same time in opposite directions.
Rugby. But I'm talking.
No, that's football. You've never seen proper football, then. Hey, Jensen, tell him.
Well,
Yeah.
you just told me to tell him, so shush your noise. If you ever want to have a chuckle, watch a Celtic versus Rangers match, preferably using some sort of satellite, because you
That's
don't
a
want to be within line of sight.
that's a different issue. All right, we're
He's
talking
Or
on
what?
about
we're
the players,
talking
Jensen,
about
not
a
the fans.
game, the
Mm.
way a game
Oh,
should be
okay.
played, versus people who are
Even
not
when
at the top of their game.
even when there are no intentional fouls in the game, I mean, there are a shit ton of players who've had to be retired on medical grounds because after a tackle, even a legal fair tackle, they come down and they can't play anymore.
I understand that.
There's
They're
actually
crippled.
Right?
there's been a couple that have actually died because
Yeah.
they've caught
I
a
can-
tumour in their head.
I can believe that as well, but because when I was in the military, they wanted us to play soccer, okay, where only
You
few
kept
few
picking the ball up
Americans-
and running.
No, it was the thing is no blood, no foul. That's the way we played, all right. And
That's the way we play.
and if you get to the ball first, it doesn't matter if you took the ball into the person, through the person, and came out the other side. I saw two people charging for a ball, right? One guy was considerably taller than the other guy. As contact was made, the taller guy literally like bent over in half because of the kind of thing, and then slammed backwards into the ground because the other guy, they weighed about the same. So you can see what this is. The guy hit the ground so hard he was in a concussion and didn't even know what year it was. Literally.
Can I just point out, both suggestions of sports, you're both pussies. Urban Gaelic rules football, do it properly.
Hey,
No, Gaelic football.
look. It is what it is. 'Cause speaking of football, since you want to call it football and soccer.
Oh, I've got. You know what the deadliest game ever played in the Western world is?
Go on.
Schoolgirl lawn hockey.
Anyway, Mexico's president
not wrong.
attended the World Cup final at Trump's invitation. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum. Good Mexican name, that.
Claudia
Sheinbaum.
Sheinballs.
Right? Attended
You want your balls shining?
Sunday's World Cup final after an invitation from her counterpart, Donald Trump. Right? You know who wasn't there?
Go on.
The Canadian
Andy
Prime
Dunn.
Minister.
Because they don't know who he is yet.
Oh, yes, they
That
do.
and the fact that no one cares. Let's be honest.
Well,
That too.
hold on. But you got to remember, there was 3 countries that were, quote unquote, hosting these games.
Yeah.
Right? Mexico, the United States, and Canada. But Mark Carney, the banker, who then became the prime minister, taking over for the communist Trudeau, the one who came up with the whole elbows up thing. Okay. Canadians elbows up against the Americans.
Oh yes, blackface Fidel Trudeau.
Right. He can't figure out that the United States, we import less than 20% of our imports come from Canada. Right? Canada imports 75% of its imports come from the United States, 75. And they think they have leverage in a quote-unquote trade war with us.
Yeah, but on the most of the imports from the United States into Canada, snowplows and snowmobiles.
Actually, there was a lot of parts manufacturers that were initially pulled over there. All right. What's happened now, though, is that's all been transferred back to the United States and down to Mexico. Because now that we have a trade deal with Mexico, we don't have one with Canada
anymore. Oh dear, what a pity, I don't care.
Well, okay, let's get blunt here, all right? Mm-hmm. Was Canada even in the World Cup? Now, I know that they were part of, being in charge of it, but did they even have a team?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a catering team.
That's what I was thinking.
No, they had a team. They went out.
How far did Scotland get?
Scotland got as far as Canada did, actually.
Oh, so they didn't.
No, they got to the round of 32. All right.
Because the funny thing is, in the UK, I mean, the rare occasion Scotland's been knocked out of the World Cup, the British supporters have usually gotten the rare occasions England's gotten knocked out of the World Cup before Scotland. The British supporters have usually gotten behind Scotland, right?
Yeah.
Every time Scotland gets knocked out of the World Cup, Scotland get behind whatever team England is facing.
Yeah. No, they hate us.
Yeah, we should have them all. Yeah, we should give them their fucking independence.
Well,
I have said this.
If you watch the matches, right? And I watched quite a few. Okay, to be honest. Mainly because I was interested in certain things, and to be honest, the Norwegians row their little row thing, right? That is cool.
Yeah.
That is so cool. I instantly became a fan of theirs simply because their fans were so great, and the Scottish fans were great.
One thing I've got to ask you, there, donuts. Yeah, I've missed seeing that. You being a rarity, you're an intelligent American.
You're not going to hear me argue with him.
One thing I've got to know: how come there's this popular myth in the United States that football, like what you call soccer football, is a game where nothing ever happens? I mean, do we not put enough adverts in it for you?
That is not the issue. The issue with soccer, like I said before, the issue with soccer isn't okay. For example, we have hockey. Hockey is very similar, okay, to
except you play it with a stick and a much smaller ball.
Well, yeah, obviously you're playing it on ice and a thing, but you will have
that's ice hockey
movement, and you don't have commercials or anything else in between the plays. All right. Although the stoppage of plays is a bit more, but even then you don't get commercials. Okay.
Yeah, but American football is like it's split. It's a game designed around advertising.
No, the American football is a game around. Okay, American football is a game that's really an offshoot, okay, of baseball. All right.
It looks more like rugby to me.
Well, it's kind of got rugby-esque elements in it, but the idea was creating lines of scrimmage and both sides. The way it was initially designed is you had 11 people on one side, 11 people on the other side, and they went at it. Now, when I say 11 people, I'm not talking 11 on defense, 11 on offense. You had 11 people, okay?
Yeah.
And they played the way it was initially designed. It was played that way, just like baseball. You're an entire team. You're on offense and defense both, right? What it's evolved into is a separate matter, and you are completely correct in saying that a lot of what it's been involved into has to do with going around advertising and commercials, because there was a realization by the NFL that television revenue far exceeded ticket sales. Okay? And so they were playing for the much broader audience. Now, there are problems with that as the circumstances have changed. Television, when there was 3, television stations versus what it's turned into now, okay, and the reason why the prices are so high is because all these different networks and what is now streaming and so forth were competing to show NFL games. All right. Yeah. Well, when you have competition, of a specific product, what you have is basically an increase in the cost. This person, well, I'll give you $1 million. Well, I'll give you $2 million. Well, I'll give you $2 billion to sit up there and let us have the rights to show them.
I'll give you your family back.
All right. Well,
that's the Italian way. Yeah.
So that has increased the costs to such a degree that, and of course the players were like, well, it's great for us because now we can get more money. The problem is now players are having the same issue, that which is I'm playing for money. I'm not playing for the love of the game or the team.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
and
been football
so
for years as well.
well, and that's happened. I
Every
think across
sport.
all sports. Yeah, I would agree. And so,
I
but
mean,
but
I can remember cricket when they all wore the same stuff, the white cricket gear. Now they've got all these silly fucking multicolours, and they didn't even wear helmets
you,
when I was a kid.
the only reason I ever watched the Super Bowl was for the commercials. Okay, there was a time period, and it was actually fairly narrow time period, where the commercials took on a life of their own. Okay, the commercials today are nowhere near what they were 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
The commercials 15 years ago were
See,
quite frankly phenomenal. They were
I think
friggin'
the best two Super Bowl commercials I've seen is the Kate Upton Easter one. That was nice, and the Charlotte McKinney one where she's selling the new burger.
You didn't see the
It's
one
placed so it looks like she's naked.
you didn't see the one with the original Budweiser frogs.
Budweiser.
Yeah, the original when it first came out. I mean,
I actually preferred it when it was on The Simpsons where they're sitting on the log. Budweiser, and this alligator comes on, snap, course.
I like that one.
But see, the creativity of those commercials then, right?
Yeah.
Far exceeded what you're getting today.
Oh yeah.
Far exceeded.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, the McDonald commercial when the first, because that was the first one between Larry Bird and Michael Jordan, where they were playing horse.
You're talking old stuff again. I'm just going to sit back and
it
eat
was
popcorn.
the commercial was basically you know what playing horse in basketball is, right?
No.
Okay, playing horse in basketball is you take a shot in a specific way, and then the other person takes the same shot. If they don't make it, they get a letter. Then it goes back the other way, right? They take a shot in a specific way, and you've got to make it, or you get the letter, right? And you go HOR.
I like how baseball over here is kind of laughed at because yes, we do play a similar game over here. Yeah, rounders. It's a game that's played by girls.
Yeah, we're not talking baseball. We're talking basketball in this case. And
yeah,
I know you are.
The thing is how you take the shot becomes all the things. Like this person sits up there and jumps and does a spin and then has to put it in, right? So you can do all these different things. Well, these guys, of course, are world shooters, right? So they're doing things like, right, through the icon, right, over the statue, into the basket, nothing but net, right? This kind of stuff, right? And in the end, in the final one that they did was they were in space. Okay, off the space station. And of course, they're playing for a McDonald's meal deal, right? This was the day. Hey Sixer. This is what it was like back then. Right? The commercials were so entertaining. They were meant to be entertaining, not just. There was no other message than to have fun with the commercial. Does that make sense?
No.
Of course not. Nothing makes sense to you. Anyway, let's get on to the next story, shall we?
Yeah.
Why?
Gorgeous but self-serious, Odyssey is at sea thanks to its own bleakness. Matt Damon is a capable Odysseus in Christopher Nolan's epic, but he's given little emotional depth to work with.
Matt Damon is playing Matt Damon in the wrong armor.
All right.
Matt Damon.
Christopher Nolan's much-anticipated Greek mythology adaptation of Odysseus is available in a variety of formats, including IMAX 70mm, which Coolidge is offering, and 35mm. Regardless of your choice, you'll bear witness to cinematographer Hoyt van Hoytema's stunning shots of landscapes and battles and the occasional acts of gods like Zeus and Poseidon. Okay, the controversies about this all stem from
Everything, lots of different things. I mean, one of the first controversies was Nolan was approached by this Greek costume maker who makes classical and Mycenaean Greek costumes and armor. He offered to do the entire film at cost, really cheaply.
Okay.
Nolan went with the fucking idiot who produced the crap that you see on screen instead of like accurate stuff. And then let's get to the version of the Odyssey he's using, one that was translated by a feminist to reflect a feminist angle.
I like your subtle application of the word translated. By the way, that was nice.
Oh,
touched a nerve there, did I? Go on.
I mean, they keep going on. Well, it doesn't matter changing races and stuff in it because it's just fantasy. It's just myth. Yet you get myths from other countries that are non-white countries, right?
Yeah.
And they go through great pains to preserve the culture, preserve the ethnicity and everything.
Yeah, but just stop arguing, you fascist, you.
Oh, shut up, you French bastard. No, I mean, realistically speaking, hold on, let me finish. Realistically speaking, they will have a catalogue of good Greek actors who could speak English well enough to play the parts, and also Nolan's going, would it be accurate, so he fucks up the costumes. He has ancient. He has what he thinks are ancient Greek instruments used for the score, right? Because it didn't have any orchestras back then. How does he know?
Mm-hmm. Please.
And then he has everybody talk. He has everybody talking with modern accents and
dialogue.
Oh yes, and Viking longships as well.
Okay, rather than a try-read, I get that.
Yeah,
right.
it's. I mean, that's something that you remember Troy, not the Matt Damon, the Brad Pitt film.
Brad Pitt, yeah, the good one. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it wasn't historically accurate. It got a lot of shit wrong. It got the armor wrong for one thing, but it was closer than what you call it is. It was a lot more. The ordinary people were actually colourful, and it got the ships right.
Well, okay, I don't disagree with what you're saying. My problem starts with the fact that if you're going to do the Iliad and the Odyssey, okay, you can't do it in a movie. You can't, and the reason for it is, it's too big. There's too much there. It's like
first version I saw was a miniseries.
It's like saying you're going to do the Harry Potter stories, right? All of them in a single film. That's what you're trying to do.
I like that one where he's turned into a reptile and Hagrid comes up and goes, "You're a lizard, Harry."
but this is my first problem.
Yeah.
Right.
The best version I saw was in the 90s, and it was a mini-series.
Yeah, the Iliad is never done. Okay, this is something else. If you notice, they don't do the Iliad.
They do the start and they do the end.
And they don't even do the start right. If you read about the start of the Iliad, there's some things that happen that don't paint the Greeks in the prettiest of lights.
Oh, you mean like Agamemnon sacrificing his daughter?
Yes.
Oh, there's even a story. There's even a story of when Agamemnon got back home.
Oh, yes.
His wife kills him in his bath.
Yes.
So his son kills his wife, and his son gets hunted by the fucking Furies for killing his mother.
So yeah, it is not, when they talk about it being a tragedy, it's a tragedy from the get-go.
It's a colossal tragedy.
All right.
The only person who has a happy ending in the entire fucking mess is Odysseus.
Well, he has a somewhat happy ending. If you follow him all the way out, he doesn't. It gets worse. But
that's what I liked about that. Do you remember that French Japanese cartoon, Ulysses 31?
No, I
Yes.
don't think I ever saw that.
Still a good.
I
Oh,
like that
good.
because it was kind of, well, it was aimed at children and teenagers, but it was a good science fiction way to get kids interested in things like the Odyssey and the Iliad.
Yeah, well, it would have
Yeah.
been nice. It sounds good. But see, in order to do it, like, so first of all, you have to do the Iliad right. All right.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
you can separate the Odyssey, sure, if you want to, but to be honest, the setup for the Iliad is so important for the Odyssey when it takes place. And the problem with the Odyssey is there is so much to it. The adventures, it's not just an adventure here and an adventure there. It's the fact that the adventures that take place over a 20-year period.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
look, it was 10 years in the war, and it was 10
10 years for him to come back. Yes.
yeah.
All right. So you're dealing with 20 years, 10 years when he's sailing back. But it's one thing after another, after another, after another, and it's cool, but it's also you have to be prepared to do certain things. All right, if you're going to try and make this, and I don't think that he did. I don't think Christopher Nolan. I have not seen the film, but from the descriptions that I've heard about it, and the great thing about the film is people go, "Well, I don't want to get any spoilers." Hey, I've read the Iliad and the Odyssey. You're not going to spoil anything, okay? So I have no problem trying to listen to what people were saying about it, and there's certain things I was looking for, right? One of which was
Helen of Congo.
how they dealt with the gods themselves.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey,
if you read,
getting on to Helen of Congo here.
Well, we're not going to talk about Helen.
Just a quick aside for you.
Okay.
Just a quick aside for you. I mean, I've seen pictures of her in a few different things, and I have to admit, if Helen of Troy had been written as a black woman, she would have fit the bill because she is a good-looking woman for a black woman.
She's a good-looking.
I make no judgment.
She's a good-looking woman in your opinion. I agree with you. I think she is a good-looking woman. That to me is the least, however, problematic version of this. Okay, because if you don't do the gods right, you got to remember the Iliad starts with the goddesses arguing over the frickin' golden apple that Cupid put in
which
Cupid did it just to piss the gods off, basically, and he got Mercury to be the one to deliver it. But anyway, or Hermes to be the one to deliver it.
That's the apple Zeus used to get Achilles' mistress married because he didn't want to have anything to do with it because it was prophesied that her son would be greater even than his father.
So it's a thing that goes out there, and initially all of the goddesses of who's going to be the greatest goddess, basically, or the most beautiful goddess.
Yeah.
Initially,
do you know
all the other people were like, "I'm not touching this."
I mean, there was four goddesses there, right?
There was more than there was three that were that participated.
No, there was four. There was Aphrodite, there was Athena, there was Hera, and I think Artemis was there as well.
Yeah, but Artemis didn't participate. Artemis was there.
Yeah,
She's like, I'm not participating in this game.
Doesn't matter. If I'd have been Paris, you know what I would have done?
Mm-hmm.
I would have cut the apple into quarters and given a quarter to each of those goddesses.
Yeah, but Artemis wasn't part of the thing. It was between the three, right?
Well, then I would have divided it into thirds.
Well, but but that wasn't the rule, right? The thing is
that wasn't actually stated.
If it wasn't for Hera, because Hera's the first one that says, "Fine, then I'm taking it," right? And the lack of respect of the other two goddesses to say, "No, I'm going to get involved in this," right? Specifically, Aphrodite. Right?
Yeah.
Now, Aphrodite is the one who causes all the problems, but that's a separate issue.
Yeah, because she makes Helen fall in love with Paris, doesn't she?
Well, yeah, she gives Paris her shawl, which puts her in a spell to always be there
because Helen is supposed to be so beautiful, even without Aphrodite. Paris wouldn't have stood a chance. He would have. He would have done the entire cartoon thing, his jaw hitting the floor, his tongue rolling out like a carpet, all of it.
Well, but Paris was an idiot too.
Well,
Because
he was also a coward.
Well, the other problem, of course, is Paris's and Hector's sister, right?
Crises.
Huh?
Crises.
No.
It was the one who cheated Apollo and got the gift of prophecy, but
Yes.
seeing as he cheated.
Yes, but that
seeing as she cheated him, she couldn't. Nobody would believe her. Yeah,
Right.
I think that was Crises.
No, it's not how that's not
No.
how it is spelled. I'm trying to think exactly.
Firstly,
Cassiopeia is how.
no.
No, I think it was Crises because that's where the actual word comes from.
Yeah, I believe we pronounce it as Circe, I believe.
No, Circe is the sorceress that Odysseus met on his journey home.
Oh, different one. All right. Okay, different character. My bad.
Turned his men into pigs.
Okay.
Cassandra. That's who it was.
Ah.
Yes.
Yes.
That's Cassandra.
Yes.
Right.
I'll take your word for it.
Right.
No, he's right. I hate to break it to you, but the American is correct here.
Yeah. So
Fucking
Cassandra had already told him, "Don't do it." All right.
Yeah.
Didn't he? So she can go. And of course, yes, you're correct. She was cursed by Apollo.
Yeah.
All right, to not ever be believed. All right, which would really freaking suck.
Yes.
All right, but see, once again, not having the gods presented in their and for lack of a better term, their majesty, right? Their epic power, the epic power of them. Okay.
Oh, right.
I think that Christopher Nolan didn't do that. All right, he didn't do that with Athena, and Athena is one you cannot freaking play as an understated character.
Yep.
Right, you can't do that. And it's
go ahead. I'm just having a read here. Crises was a Trojan priest of Apollo who clashed with the Greek leader Agamemnon, drives the opening plot of Homer's Iliad.
Right. Okay. Yes. Which Agamemnon, in order to do this, you got to do Agamemnon right. But if you don't do Agamemnon right, you can't do his brother right? Who was the one who actually kicked it off, because he's the one who
Menelaus.
Yeah, Menelaus. Thank you. And, and if you don't do those two right, you're never going to get Helen of Troy right. You're never going to get Paris right. You're not going to get Hector right? Of all the characters, the only one in all the Iliad and the Odyssey that truly deserves the status of quote unquote hero, aside from Odysseus, to be honest, is Hector.
Yeah.
Right?
He
just gets screwed over for this whole freaking thing.
In the Iliad, and in all the films, Hector is always portrayed heroically and amusingly, and quite correctly. Paris is always portrayed as a coward.
Okay.
He was a coward. He was a coward in the original poem, and he's been a coward ever since. Even in the fucking time tunnel, he was a coward.
Yeah, Paris is.
He was a vain little coward.
Vain, yes. Okay. Cowardly, not so much. All right. But at the same time,
not by our standards, but by their standards, very much so.
By their standards, because he was very jealous of his brother Hector, because his brother Hector was big, powerful, and could kick his ass anytime, and often did. All right, and Paris was jealous of that. All right, and the reality was, when it came to masculine attributes, it was all on Hector for the most part, not on Paris himself. Paris was not a wallflower per se, but in comparison, who did you lean on? You leaned on Hector, right?
Yeah. Oh, here's one for you. They keep saying, "Oh, they can do anything they want with it because it's just a myth." Right? Well, get rid of the gods, right, and the giants and that, and everything in the Iliad can be corroborated historically and has been.
To an extent, yes.
Now, to a very large extent,
Well,
there was a Priam, and during his reign, Greeks sacked his city.
Yeah,
The Hittites reinstated him, and the Greeks sacked his city again.
Well, the reason the Greeks sacked the city was because of how
Money.
Yeah, it was
It was loot.
Very rich,
yeah.
Big city.
I mean, if there'd been a historic Helena of Troy, that would have been the perfect excuse.
It would have been, all right. And I'm not
saying,
and it very well could have been. Okay, I mean, let's be honest. One of the things people don't realize is the walls of Troy were supposed to be
made very good ice cream.
We're supposed to be 10 meters thick. Okay.
And that's kind of what they found at the site.
10 meters. Do you realize when you're dealing with 30 feet of wall that's the thickness of the wall? All right. It wasn't just its height. It was you could not use a siege engine against those walls because they were so thick you just couldn't break it down.
Yeah, apparently, from what they found at the site, the walls started out normal city walls, and just they kept building extra layers on it as time went by.
Yeah. So
because it kept getting raided and the city kept getting burned down.
One way to stop it. To stop that. So yeah, but you are correct. They have found what they think is Troy, what they believe is Troy, or is Troy. And yes, it did get sacked. It is a historical event. Now the myth part of the goddesses and the apples and all that other stuff. Obviously nobody knows anything about that.
Wouldn't it be funny? What would you do, right, as a Christian, if it was proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that literally everything that happened in the Iliad and the Odyssey was word for word accurate? Yeah, the gods, the magic, the giants, the sorceresses, all of it.
I don't think there's any chance of that. So
there isn't, but it's a what if situation.
That's not a what if situation. Let me ask you a question. If that existed, all right, if that was the way the world actually was, there wouldn't be Christianity.
No.
Why not?
Because the gods would not have gone away. Why did the gods go away?
Yeah, they might have, because the Christian God was strong and kicked them out.
Then there would have been a different mythos that was created on how Christ stood up there and subjugated the gods of the Romans.
Not Christ. Not Christ. God.
Well, you understand my point.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Anyway, let's get on to the next story. I'm tired of talking about this. The thing is, my main point was. I'll go back to it for a little bit. my main point with that is my problem with Christopher Nolan, it has nothing to do with Helen of Troy, or Helen of Detroit, or Helen of the Congo, or however you want to talk about it. Because that's the least of the egregious things. Having Penelope sit up there and castigate her son, all right, Telemachus, all right,
Telemachus.
Telemachus, however you pronounce it, saying that
Bob.
I'm a woman and I'm just as powerful and everything as you. None of that flies.
That wouldn't happen. Happen.
No, it would not have happened at all.
I mean, yeah, she might be as powerful as him, but not in terms of physical strength or overt political power. But in terms of guile and cunning and covert political power, yes, she was, and that's how she would have fought.
Right, but the thing is she would not even try to wield it in that manner.
Right? Yeah, it's a feminist film.
All right, and why would you do that? Why would you put all this other crap in there You don't do it justice. You can't do it justice simply from the fact of you're even if it was even though it was 3 hours long, right? A 3 hour long epic won't get all the parts of the Odyssey that I want to see. Right?
Would you like to know how to make that film a lot better? I actually know how to do it. Would you like to know?
Let's go.
Nuke Paris.
The city or the character? Hold on, Jensen. The city or the character?
I know what I said, and I'm not changing anything.
And his answer is yes.
Oz is going to answer my question.
We've talked to her a little bit. She had to go back to the hospital for a little bit. So it was unfortunate.
Oh, she's not functioning within acceptable parameters then.
No.
Okay.
She's not getting enough data. Sorry, I had to.
Next story. 3 senators might kill permanent daylight savings time, and here's why. At least 13 senators have previously voted against the Sunshine Protection Act or voiced their opposition to it. Many Americans rejoiced Tuesday after the House of Representatives passed a bill that would make daylight savings time permanent nationwide and end the biannual chore of changing the clock to spring forward or fall back. It now heads to the Senate, where its future looks dim. Right? This is why you need to get rid of frickin' rhinos in our government. Okay?
Why does he look like Ross from Friends?
Actually, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah. Oh.
Wow.
No, you know who our new prime minister looks like?
Yeah.
Moves like him as well. Planes from Thunderbirds.
Oh, I thought you was going to go with the captain from Airplane, the blow-up one.
No, because that was Peter Graves.
No, that's why I said the blow-up one.
No, that was the autopilot.
Okay. Same thing.
All right.
He done better than Peter Graves did, let's be fair.
It's not that I think that Tom Cotton is the worst senator, right? But the reality is, if you're so stupid that you can't understand that changing the time, all right, is stupid at this point in time, it's just dumb.
The main reason we still have daylight savings in the modern world is for farming seasons.
But we don't need to. We've got these really fascinating things that are called lights.
Yeah. The only time it became an issue, right, in the United States, it was exactly what Jensen is saying. It was to save on initially candles, all right,
yeah,
and then to save on, all right, power when the electrical grid was brand new. But the electrical grid in the United States is not being strained because of light bulbs anymore.
No. I just wish we'd conquered the entire world, still ruled it, and forced everybody to operate on GMT.
We'll go to Zulu time for everything.
Yeah. You go English time. Yeah, when it's 12 o'clock here, it's 12 o'clock everywhere.
That's going to go well.
That still wouldn't function well. Let's be
honest. I don't think it would function well for us.
It wouldn't function well around the world, all right. And it because of how people with their sleep cycles and so forth. Don't get me wrong. Yes. I'm not necessarily completely opposed to it per se, to be honest. All right. The real problem. Go ahead.
MC, that's not fair, mate. Where you live, you don't do the changing of the times, so
true.
It makes literally no difference to you.
So experiencing it and not experiencing it, which I have. Which one would I rather have? And the stupid bloody thing, all right, and save people's. To be honest, you're saving people's lives because every spring when you spring forward, people sit up there and start having wrecks because they're having to get up before they're used to it, and they're freaking driving like zombies on the road.
This is true.
I've seen films of American highways that do that anyway.
This is also fair.
pretty soon.
I mean,
there won't be
I remember
Americans
watching that. I remember watching that documentary about the California Highway Police, Chips. They crash every 5 fucking minutes.
This is also true.
All right. First of all, in California, there probably is an accident every 5 minutes on the lane, but you're talking about the number of people on the roads there is
I mean, you get that
probably larger than the entire population of the state.
Yeah, you get that comment there. Somebody shouting at a bad driver. Where did you get your license from? A Cracker Jack box? And he says, "No, one on a game show."
We found
Or of course you get.
We came across it when we were connecting up the detonator.
Or of course you get the Indian drivers. What's a license?
They're speaking in Hindi, so I can't. I don't even know how to.
Yeah. Or you get the Indian driver who'd heard, you can go really fast if you put a brake on the accelerator, running desperately, trying not to get hit by his own car.
Oh dear.
On
to
the next story. The 2 U.S. Forest Service employees rescued after being zip-tied and held hostage at gunpoint. 2 U.S.
It's that cocaine bear, isn't it?
2 U.S. Forest Service employees were rescued with the help of negotiators. Okay, after being zip-tied and held hostage for nearly 15 hours in the Shasta Trinity National Forest in Northern California. The 2 employees were conducting field work when 2 armed people took them hostage at gunpoint Thursday in Siskiyou County Sheriff Jeremy Roos said in a news conference on Friday. The suspect, identified as Joseph Charles Henriksen, 49, had used one of the victim's phones to make a call stating that he had taken 2 Forest Service employees and he had live rounds ready to blank anyone who blanked with me.
I wonder what the blanks are covering.
All right. The questions begin. Okay, what were they doing with him? All right. Now I'm going to be real blunt with you. All right, because they don't tell you in here why he took these people hostages.
No.
Right.
Marijuana farm.
Most likely, he was running exactly an illegal growing operation in the forest, and they came across.
Because I remember reading some guy, forest ranger's book about his life as a forest ranger. He says he knew most of the magic mushroom growers and drug farmers that use the forestry service. The what you call it, and he had an understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah. They took care of the poachers if there were any, and he looked the other way about their what you call it. These 2 were probably new to the area and weren't in on how things worked.
No, I think that's not the issue. The issue is that they're under a lot of pressure now because it's legal to grow it in California. All right? And there are numbers of ways to grow it that are now putting these guys out of business.
Out of business?
Right.
Yeah.
So
who do you think's always lobbying to keep it illegal? The people who fucking grow it and sell it.
No, not all of them. There's
Wouldn't
people like me that think it should be illegal too. But then again, I don't believe in playing pussyfoot with it either. Right? To me, if
apparently that's one of the biggest lobbyists to keep hard drugs illegal is actually organised crime.
That wouldn't shock me. By the way, I know a really good way of actually dealing with organised crime. Nuke Paris.
And
by the way, I can bring this back in several times.
Hold on, let me alter your plan slightly.
Okay.
Nuke Paris, right? Yeah, we'll keep that bit.
Yeah.
But we've got to tack on nuke Sicily.
Why are you cleaning up Sicily?
No, I'm not cleaning it up. I'm cleaning it off.
Again, I still repeat my statement.
I mean, that's where Vesuvius is, right? Sicily, right?
No, Vesuvius is actually on the peninsula.
Oh, well, we'll nuke Vesuvius. Sorry, yeah.
I believe Etna is on Sicily, though. think.
Oh, that works. That works. I just want to nuke Sicily because I want to see a massive, volcanic explosion. So we'll nuke Paris, we'll nuke Sicily, and we'll nuke Etna.
Okay. I'm right with this.
Jensen's making deals. Things are not going well. Higgs says
Oh yeah,
Pentagon
then
the
a great way to really end crime.
Yeah.
We'll nuke Mecca.
Higgs says Pentagon
Please don't.
Two
4
officers
times.
say they were forced out for questioning policies. Concerns are growing that the Defense Secretary, or Secretary of War, as Jensen
Thank you.
has corrected me on. Right, Pete Higgs said
Mhm.
he's denying promotions and pushing out officers who raise questions about his directives. Two former officers told MS Now, which is MSNBC, right, they were pushed out of their jobs and forced to retire early after questioning command decisions.
Before you continue, you do know what the NOW stands for in MS Now, don't you?
National organization.
No one watches.
No one watches.
No one watches.
The officer spoke on the condition of anonymity due to concerns that the Pentagon would retaliate against them and then strip the retirement pensions. Okay, first of all, that right there tells me these guys didn't just ask question or raise questions. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
This tells me that they were told to do something. They said, "You can't make me. You're wrong. I'm entitled to this." And they were told, "You can either resign or we're going to sit up there and prosecute you."
Or prostitute you.
I don't. Leavenworth doesn't really have a prostitution ring, but they do take big rocks and turn them into little rocks.
Oz is saying that your volume seems to be about half of what ours is.
It comes across fine on here, I have to say.
Yeah, that means Oz can hear you without his ears bleeding.
If that's the case, I can move mine up. Is this better, Oz?
Shit, I'm deaf.
You guys won't see anything different, but he might.
Yeah, well, that's a him problem. Yep.
But no, that's the thing is these guys.
Oh, did you see my Ellen Page meme?
Yes, I did.
Him. I think you should show it for the viewers at home.
That'd take too long to try and figure out how to find it, but I did see it. But anyway, the thing about these officers is there's a lot of officers, and I guarantee you, they don't tell you which branch of the service they were in. These people were either Navy or Air Force. Guaranteed.
Okay.
Yep.
I guarantee you that's what they were. They were not Marines, okay? And they were not frickin', and they were not Army, right? They were either Chair Force or they were frickin' Navy.
Spooks.
Navy Admirals, right?
Spooks.
Right? Not spooks. Right? The spooks are actually quiet. If you ever find the spooks that are in the military services, the ones that are spooks, you don't even realize they're there. Because they never say
they're
anything.
the ones. They're the ones who had the glasses that could record sound and pictures, even in the 60s.
They were their own little world. Okay, but
yep.
And I know who those people were because some of our stuff overlapped with them.
Yeah,
so that's a separate issue. Okay?
Don't tell me you actually saw one when you were a kid talking to his pen.
Anyway, they did have pens like that. But anyway, right? The thing
Open
is,
1007.
The thing is, these guys, they keep trying to create these leftist organizations, which MS Now is one of them. All right, keep trying to come up with, oh, look at what he's doing. He's harming the thing. What did these people really do? You never know. They never tell you what they were really doing, right? They made comments like General Christopher Donahue, the top commander of Army in Europe and Africa, abruptly relinquished his role. He was seen as a rising star in the Army and a top contender for some service branches' most prestigious job. Under the Biden administration, he was. Under the Biden administration, sure, because he was a freaking suck-up. Okay, and what's more is, and this doesn't surprise me at all, he was part of, quote-unquote, the Special Forces area. The problem with the Special Forces brass is their mentality. Personally, brave as all get out. morally
Special.
as bankrupt as they come.
Special forces.
Right?
Uh,
They're not. Look, the job that those guys do is phenomenal, and I'm not saying I could do their job. I'm not saying that, but they develop an attitude, an elitist attitude that is beyond what you think it is. And Jensen understands this. When you have military groups that are elite within the military itself, their attitude isn't the same. You know what I'm talking about, Jensen, don't you? Right? Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
All right, and I'm not saying that they're bad people per se, but when they start getting ranking, then they got to go back into the regular groups, the peon plebes. All right, they have such a marked disdain. It's unbelievable. Okay.
I believe that was where they got the nickname of PBI towards the normal army, also known as Poor Bloody Infantry.
Yes. All right. So this guy, he comes from the Delta Force area, right? And the Delta Force trains. How do I put this?
Yeah, that only started after they made the movie back in the 80s.
No, they didn't. Okay.
I know. I'm being an arse.
They were.
So what happened to Alpha Force, Beta Force, and Gamma Force?
Those. What the hell are you talking about?
Actually, that's a good question.
Yeah.
You've got Delta Force. What happened to the others?
It was a way to distinguish them from the Alpha teams, Bravo teams, and Sierra teams from the SEALs.
It's like MI5 and MI6. What happened to MI1, 1, 2, 4?
I know that. I actually know the answer to that. They were actually, I know, weird, isn't it? They were actually, they all had very specific jobs that they used to do, and they were all basically merged together.
Yeah.
And that's why we only got MI5 and MI6 now. They are the other MIs. And did you know, I think there's something like 16 different MIs, by the way.
Yeah, well, mainly it came down to also the logistics of how.
Because once so that the general public did not know of the existence of MI6, which is why James Bond was always reported to be an MI5 agent.
Yeah.
But MI5 are the spy catchers, and James Bond was supposed to be a spy. Well, actually, he was a government assassin, but because he was a crap spy. He was too obvious. He tells everybody his fucking name.
It's a subtle clue.
You know, the thing is that these people that were making these claims and stuff about this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're putting these two things together, and it's not the same. It's like McChrystal, right? General McChrystal. People may remember that name, but may not remember what it was. McChrystal was, during the Obama administration, the guy they put in charge of Afghanistan. Okay? They then fired him because a Rolling Stones reporter, all right, was in a bar with two of his subordinates who were talking trash about the Obama administration. Okay? Or I should say talking the truth about the Obama administration. But that's a separate issue. All right. So of course he had to fall on his sword. McChrystal also, like this guy, came from the special services groups. All right. In this case, he was a Green Beret group, and he had the same kind of issues. It's the fact that he even had or even allowed, all right, with a Rolling Stone reporter within 10 feet of his people. All right, tells you
I'm glad I heard what you said there.
Morally, he's a freaking idiot. All right, because the Rolling Stone has been a commie freaking leftist bleeding rag forever.
Yes.
Why would you hunt a bunch of dope smoking freaking dickheads anywhere near your troops, let alone the command section, your staff section?
If you're Vietnamese and it's Jane Fonda, yes, you would.
But
that's actually a fair statement.
And that tells you just like who Obama and his cohorts were. And that
Yep.
tells you
That's
who
also
Biden
fair.
is and who their cohorts are. It's the same shit.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get on to the entire different
Rapper.
story in an entire different area. Women sand miners toil stripped Cape Verde beach. The rocky Cape Verde beach, Maria and Vanna fill their buckets with black sand the moment the waves recede, transporting it
You
on their
can't call it that
heads
anymore.
to a stockpile where it will be sold illegally.
You're
You
talking
can't call it
sands
that
of
anymore.
colour.
Yep.
I know.
You can't talk about
I
what?
can see that one.
Black sand?
So
You're
you
not.
can't.
Yes, you got to call it sand of colour.
Oh, okay. The women struggled to keep their footing against the rough ocean while balancing the load, which weighs dozens of kilograms. And then it says pounds. Dozens of kilograms and pounds is more than just. Technically, it's accurate, but it's like twice as much. It's over twice as much. There's 2.25 kilograms per pound. The beach is far from the typical picture postcard image of the West African archipelago, and Vanna Tavares makes the sign of the cross before stepping on into its dangerous waters. They are sand thieves. Okay. I mean, can somebody tell me why? Right?
Because there are some dumb ass people out there that are willing to actually pay for it. That's why.
Yep.
Well, okay, people
Well,
want to pay for it, but I mean, why? If they want to take it, let them. They'll get
It's
more.
like that. Talking about the shit that people, rich idiots will pay for. There's that coffee. I can't remember what it's called, but it's hugely expensive. And the way
one
they
that
make
goes through the animal, right?
it's an animal shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that the reason isn't the reason they use it is because they use it for sand and aquariums and shit.
That's
right?
feasible.
I mean,
yeah.
it's. I don't know why. What's so special about the sand? It's not like they're going to crack it and get the and get gold out of it or something like that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I know.
And so, and the black sand is coming from. Let's be honest. It's coming from the volcanic, stones that are, slowly ground up and turned into sand. Right?
Yeah.
It's a renewable resource. Why are you bitching about it? Now, if you go in there with a front loader, right, and start tearing it apart, then you got something. But if people are just walking in there, putting it in a bucket, and then carrying it somewhere, more power to them, right? If it's 10,000 people doing it, okay. But if it's only a couple, come on.
MC, can I remind you, Dodge was the one that told us about this, about how apparently up in Oregon, it was illegal to collect rainwater. You could be arrested for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Dodge thought he'd seen flying saucers and shit.
Yeah, but we know that's just literally just the drugs. I mean, I suppose you can make the excuse if he was over by the Appalachians because, moonshine. But what excuse have you got with Portland? I mean, the only reason you'd have moonshine there is so you can ignore what was going on in bloody Portland.
Yeah, or pretend like you're not in Portland.
Yeah, that's fair.
Their complaint is that them doing this is causing the island inland to become salinized, right? Basically, there's now more saline hitting those areas, so the farming is difficult, right? You're on a frickin' tiny ass little island, okay? I suggest you invest in, I don't know, a mini nuclear power plant and desalinize your own friggin' water. You'd be better off. Just putting this out, okay?
Just create a thaw.
Put some freaking concrete out there. Yeah, that's another thing you could do. Concrete the whole freaking area, and they won't get the sand.
that too.
Yeah.
The nuclear option is a good one, but not a nuclear power plant. Just blast the fucking beach until it's all glass.
Actually, saying that, I've got a really good way of dealing with them. nuke Paris.
I
told
think
you I
that's
was
a
gonna
good
do it again.
idea.
Yes. See, if I plant this in people's heads enough,
This is not
but
a
when it actually
circular
happens-
conversation here, Jensen.
oh, it is. It is. Trust me.
U.S. cancels automatic protection for imperiled animals as critics warn of extinctions.
Leonardo, no.
No, Billings,
Sorry, carry on.
Montana. I guarantee you did not pull this critter out of Billings, Montana. Okay, the one that they're showing there.
Mm.
I don't know. I think 2 blue squares circle. There we go. What the fuck is that?
That is a snapping turtle.
It looks
Yes,
more like
it
Greta
is.
Thunberg nude.
I'm more worried that he's seen Greta Thunberg nude. That's the thing that really
I've just got a
got
good
me.
imagination.
Okay.
The
You need
US
help, dude.
The U.S. Interior Department on Friday canceled a rule meant to protect plants and animals. It's not a rule
I did some
meant to
bad
protect
mushrooms
plants,
once, Jensen.
right?
Mm.
That are determined to be threatened with extinction in the latest step by Donald Trump's administration to dismantle key provisions of the landmark Endangered Species Act, all right, at the behest of industry. Instead of receiving automatic protections, imperiled species will need to individualize protection plans once they are added to the threatened species list.
But who's threatening these? It's the fucking mafia again, isn't it? They're walking
No,
down.
no.
They're walking down and looking around. Going, hey, this looks like a really dry forest. Could catch fire quite easily unless somebody pays us some money, you know.
All right.
No, everyone knows it's Donald Trump. He's going around and injecting them with COVID. Come on, don't be silly.
That's a potentially
yes,
lengthy
because he wants more golf courses.
in which companies could seek exemptions for oil and gas drilling, mining, and other development where those species live. Opponents said it would make it harder to save the wildlife that's awaiting federal protection. In other words, these aren't even the protected species. Somebody has just said, "Hey, you gotta save what is it today? Give me something here," and they can write it
The
down.
Welsh Fusiliers.
Right? That's how you end up with things like, "Oh, we gotta save the snail darter." The snail, you know what you call snail darters? You know what they really are? They're smelt. What are smelt? They're freaking minnows that you are used as bait. They're freaking everywhere.
Yeah.
But no. It's a special species. It'll go extinct if you let out too much water, right, to the farmers. So we can't let out the water. We got to starve the farmers with water. This is the California loons who came up with this one.
Yeah.
Right? That's what they're bitching about. Because these idiots within the Interior Department and specifically in the EPA were just making up rules on their own with no oversight. So yeah, these things go. They weren't put there. It wasn't a key provision of the Endangered Species Act, because if it was a part of the Endangered Species Act itself, then Congress would be doing it, not the Interior Department. No, this is some asshole's regulation using this act as an excuse for what they were doing.
Yes.
But why? We gotta save the animals. You haven't saved a freaking animal yet. These are the same jackasses.
You gotta save the vegetables.
You know.
Can I remind you, MC, that as we're talking about the saving the animals thing, PETA, you know, people's, blah, blah, who gives a damn? You know, they've actually caused the deaths of more dogs than pretty much anyone else, and cats, but pretty much anyone else apart from, like, the Russians during World War II. Oh, let's not talk about
And the space program.
Oh, we're gonna go back
That's
to this.
fair.
We're gonna go back to this first.
The Russian space program, that is.
Yeah.
They killed hundreds of dogs in their space program.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Human refrigerator debuts in Japan amid rising temperatures.
Well, is that a refrigerator where you put humans to keep them cool, or a human who can actually keep things cool because he's got some kind of mutant superpower?
A Japanese company is responding to the country's increasingly hot summer temperatures by unveiling a new human refrigerator.
I think you've got it wrong there. It's increasingly hot.
Whatever
Summer temperatures.
The Dole Hyman box, marketed as a human refrigerator, is roughly the size of a standard vending machine, all right, and can lift one person inside at a time. The temperature inside the box is kept at 59 degrees, and once the person inside's cold air is blasted onto their head, neck, and shoulders.
Unfortunately, it can only be opened from the outside.
Shush.
I mean, okay.
Right? You go to your fridge, right, to get yourself a nice cold beer, right? You open it up and this Japanese guy hands you the beer.
Well, we have AC in America. It's called walk into the
Yeah,
building.
we have DC over here. It's how you get electricity, dude. Maybe you need to be taught about this.
Well, nothing against you guys, but this might be a solution. Buy one of these.
Why?
I personally support the idea of putting humans in refrigerators. I really do.
Yeah,
Keeps
just
the meat
not us.
fresh.
Well, think of it this way, Jensen. You've got a place for
What?
me to spend the night.
I want the. I'd like you to get a link for me. I think I need to get one for B.
I'm just pointing this out. All right, it's 59 degrees, and once you get inside, it blows freaking cold air on you. I mean, it's like I said.
Yeah, we just need to reduce the number down to 9 degrees Fahrenheit. That'll work.
Temperature
No,
across.
I think we should put Jensen in a little refrigerator that will reduce the temperature down to absolute zero.
I'm okay with this. I
Which
fully support
apparently,
this.
according to physics, from what I've heard, I don't know how right this is. I'm probably misremembering, but absolute zero is apparently impossible within the universe.
Yes.
So far, yes. The only reason for that
Makes
is
sense when you think about it.
It has to do with what you're.
Well, because for absolute zero, there has to be no energy whatsoever. And wherever you go in the universe, there's going to be some energy.
Yeah.
The vibrational is the issue. Yeah.
Just energy, any kind of energy. Absolute zero requires no energy
when I
whatsoever.
Say vibration, I'm talking about. I'm not going to go into.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's why I'm saying absolute. Yeah.
Here's one of the species that needs to be saved. Albertan residents, the Canadians, all right, urge residents to stop releasing goldfish into the waterways. The government of Alberta is issuing an important reminder to owners of pet goldfish in the province. Don't let it loose.
Oh, no, I know why it is. They're terrified in case the goldfish gets free and eats their moose. That's what it is.
The province's Don't Let It Loose campaign was launched after more than 100 incidents of the invasive fish being found in Alberta waterways. This isn't because people are flushing them down the toilet. They are making their way to the waterways. Right? People are actually intentionally dumping them into our waterways and overwintering, all right, and thriving and finding ways to reproduce. It's a goldfish. I mean, it's carp. Okay? I hate to tell you guys this, but carp, they're tough. I'll give them that. But they can go away. I will admit that. The campaign is reminding residents that releasing invasive species, including goldfish, into waterways carries a fine of up to $70,000 and up to a year in prison. Never release anything to the water that it didn't come from.
Hold on, MC. That's $70,000. That's probably Canadian dollars. That's about £2.50.
The Alberta Ministry of the Environment said some goldfish found in the province have grown up to 15 inches long.
And of course, they're scared of something 15 inches. So what was that?
With abundant food and no tank size limitations, they grow fast and compete with native species for habitat. Yeah.
I told you they were eating the moose.
Yeah, but only the strawberry ones.
By the way, I do know a really good... No, I'll just stop there, okay?
Yes, I would recommend that.
I'm so glad you're doing this one.
This one just makes me laugh, all right? Bear gets trapped inside SUV, honks horn all night. Residents of a Colorado neighborhood thought a rude neighbor was honking a horn all night. They awoke to discover the culprit was a bear trapped inside of an SUV. Patrick Sullivan shared cell phone camera footage of the scene that greeted Gold Hill residents when they investigated the source of the honking Sunday morning. The video shows a bear in the front seat of a closed SUV leaning on the horn. It was probably sleeping.
No, I don't think it was any of the dwarfs.
All right, I'm just trying to say. The man would use a long rope to open one of the vehicle's doors from a distance to allow the bear to climb out and dash away. Residents said the bear caused damage to the side panel of the car and set off the driver's side airbag. You know how hard you have to be hit to set off an airbag?
He was using it as a pillow. You know that, right?
You realise if that had been a black bear, it would have hotwired the car and stolen it.
So don't get racist. Come on.
I'm all about bears.
I know.
Final story of the day. Final story. A Amur leopard escapes exhibit at the South Carolina Zoo. The South Carolina Zoo revealed that the animal whose escape prompted the facility to remain closed Thursday was a Amur leopard. All right, the Greenville Zoo said on a social media post that Arena, a 4-year-old Amur leopard, left her enclosure. I know this. It just left her enclosure Thursday morning and was loose on the zoo grounds. It was safely tranquilized.
One sec, mate.
Go ahead.
Does it mention a redhead that was in the area at all? If no, then I'm okay.
No. All right. The leopard was safely tranquilized. All right, about 9:20 a.m. and returned to her enclosure. The zoo said it would remain closed for the rest of the day Thursday while officials investigate the escape. In other words, how did that happen?
In other words, did you let the leopard out again?
Yeah, look, leopards are pretty animals.
Yeah,
I like cheetahs.
Why?
Have you not seen cheetahs? You can go in the wild. You can go to cheetahs and you can pet the fuckers. Wild cheetahs.
You can do that to leopards.
Yes, but with a cheetah you could get your hand back.
That was not part of the statement that you made earlier.
First of all, leopards are like cheetahs in the sense that they're solitary. All right.
Yeah.
Cheetahs aren't that solitary, really.
Right, but the cheetahs have been quote unquote domesticated all the way back to when you had Egyptian pharaohs and so forth.
No. What about is wild cheetahs?
Well,
yeah.
When domesticate they will still act friendly and curious around humans.
Right. Well, that's
because they don't hunt humans.
Right.
Yeah.
Leopards,
that's part of it.
Leopards. The thing about leopards is people they shy away from people because they know people are dangerous. But
yes,
they don't normally. They won't normally hunt a human, but they can and they will if they're hungry. Leopards are different.
Funny thing is,
the other animals in that, like
funny that lions are the same. They will shy away from humans.
Depends.
Tigers on the other hand, if you turn your back on a tiger, even if you've raised it from a cub, there's a high chance it's going to try and eat you.
Yes.
There's a reason I like them.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happened to Siegfried and Roy, or whichever one.
Well, part of that is the one that doesn't actually do the magic, but it's just the magic forming one's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, the victim. Apparently, he torments the tigers they use. That one that attacked him. From what I've read, that one that attacked him had just had enough.
Don't blame it.
I don't know if they actually tortured them or anything. All I know is leave the damn thing alone. All right.
Yeah.
First of all, it's a freaking tiger. It's not a.
So, secondly, it's an albino tiger, and they're renowned for being,
Psychotic.
yeah. And
Well,
that's saying something when you're on about a tiger, naming it as psychotic. That must be really bad.
Yeah.
well, tigers are known tigers are very similar to grizzly bears in a certain sense, in that they have been known to hunt not just humans but specific humans.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they
Notice,
will track
remember.
them.
oh
They'll track
God,
them
yes,
for hundreds and hundreds of miles, right? Just
yes. I remember
Yeah.
reading a news story from like it was one of those Russian local stations in like Siberia or somewhere where they do the public interest stories. I think you call them over there. Right, it's
Okay.
about this Russian hunter, right, who finally killed this tiger. Right, a snow tiger that had been hunting him for 10 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They are.
I mean, sometimes when it thought it had him trapped, it would avoid going and hunting for other prey because it wanted him.
Oh yeah.
They are known to
Orca
hold
do the same.
grudges, right?
So do orca.
Yes.
Well, orcas. Well, the orcas are different. A different group of critters. All right, orcas will do things that they intend to be playful. All right.
Not always. Yeah, tell that the seals.
As the seal flies through the air, it may not enjoy being the paddle ball, but it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
unfortunately, this one's a U.S. Navy SEAL.
Right, I'm just.
Hey, here's one for you. Here's one for you.
Playing catch. I mean,
Here's one for you. There have been no recorded instances of dolphins attacking humans at sea. Maybe that's because nobody. That's because the dolphins didn't leave any witnesses.
Yeah. I still love the fact that dolphins are known to be rapists. That's hilarious.
Hey, dolphins also mug other dolphins.
Well, the ones on the French coast do.
No, the ones on the French coast are too lazy.
They just surrender to you. Yeah.
All right, everybody. I hope you had a good time. All right,
I don't care if you had a good time or not. In fact, I hope you had a miserable time. It was too hot, and you've all been hot and sweaty and sticky.
Leave